Joyce Sutphen. Joyce Sutphen's first book, Straight Out of You, won the Barnard New Woman Poets Prize. Coming Back to the Body was a finalist for the Minnesota Book Award, and Naming the Stars won the Minnesota Book Award in Poetry. Her poems have appeared in Poetry, American Poetry Review, Minnesota Monthly, Waterstone, and many other journals, as well as being featured on the Writer's Almanac. In 2011, she was named the second Minnesota Poet Laureate by Governor Mark Dayton, following the tenure of Robert Bly. She grew up in St. Joseph, Minnesota, and teaches at Gustavus Adolphus in St. Peter. Please welcome Joyce Sutphen.
Hi everybody. It's really nice to be here and to hear the wonderful voices that I just heard. So thank you, and thank you so much, Kimberly, for the beautiful St. Paul Almanac. I love St. Paul, but I have to live way over in the western suburbs because I teach in St. Peter. But when I retire, which I hope will be soon, maybe I can find a little place in St. Paul. That would be great. Also, thank you, David, and the Bookstore, and Satish for organizing these readings. So I'll just read you a little selections of poems, not as dramatically as Jonathan, but I've just got my background to live on. I'll read the two poems that were in the almanac. First one is called Small Comfort. I remember hearing Kurt Vonnegut, who was speaking in St. Paul, say that when the aliens arrived on a desolate earth, we should leave them a message carved in the walls of the Grand Canyon, and that message should say, "We could have saved ourselves, but we were too damn selfish and too damn lazy." This was the same night he told us that we had about as much chance of becoming a professional baseball player or a senator as we had making a living as a writer. But he'd done it and written one of the best anti-war books ever written. He taught us to say, "So it goes, and so it does." I was thinking, well, my poems won't have any language in that should, and then I was just about to read that line in there, and I thought, oh, whoops. This one's called Danger Days, and these are old-fashioned days for you kids. These are times that there were no nice car seats for kids, and people didn't know about some of the bad effects of clouds of DDT and that sort of thing. And so here we go, Danger Days. Back in the old danger days when we were kids, we stood on the front seat of the Chevy Impala, no seat belts to hold us back, our mother's arm the only thing between us and the dashboard. Though sometimes they strapped us into contraptions hooked over the back of the seat, our chubby legs hanging down, our small hands gripping the frame, all set to be launched through the windshield. And it is one of the wonders of American life that most of us survived to drive those cars to the outdoor movies so we could watch Easy Rider, while the crop dusting planes passed low overhead and the mosquito control trucks sprayed DDT down the streets of our town, a trail of kids on bicycles following behind. And it probably never occurred to us what a lawn jart could do. We were too busy worrying about the end of the world. We worried about the bomb a lot back in those days. We did. I'm just going to read a couple more poems, then of a couple different natures. So the first one's kind of silly, but you might recognize this situation. It's called Your Call is Important to Us. If there's something you've been wanting to say, something you've been thinking about for a long time, something that no one would suspect you might say, press 1. Press 1, and then you will have another option. For example, if this thing you have been wanting to say might be frightening to others, press 1. If it is only frightening to you, press 2. Whatever number you press, there will be other options. For example, if you intend no harm to others, press 1. And if you personally do not wish to be harmed, press 2. Press 2 and you will be asked to press 1 in order to ensure that when you and others press 2, there will be a reasonable chance that what you wish will come true. According to our records, you have been making this wish since 1967. If this is correct, press 1. We are sorry, we are unable to grant your wish at this time. Please try us again another year. Goodbye. Silly. Let's see. I'll read 2 more. And this one I'm picking 2 because maybe the kids might get some amusement out of this one. I'm not sure. It's called My Luck. Did you ever hear someone say, "Oh, wouldn't it just be my luck if that happened? Oh, I have bad luck," kind of thing. When I was 5, my father, who loved me, ran me over with a medium-sized farm tractor. I was lucky though. I tripped and slipped into a small depression, which caused the wheels to tread lightly on my leg, which had already been broken when I was 3 by a big dog who liked to play rough. And when I was 8, I fell from the 2nd floor balcony onto the cement by the back steps. And as I went down, I saw my life go by and thought, this is exactly how Wile E. Coyote feels every time. Luckily, I mostly landed on my feet and only had to go on crutches for a few months in the 5th grade. And shortly after that, my father, against his better judgment, bought the horse I'd wanted for so long. All the rest of my luck has to do with highways and ice, things that could have happened but didn't. And my last one is kind of an ode to the season we are just about to enter into. This is the last day of summer. You couldn't have convinced me of that today, though. I was so cold in my house, and this is the first time I've been warm all day. I love this bookstore. Can I just stay here and be warm? But this poem is called In Autumn. And can you hear me okay? I should now ask. So, in autumn, what affection I have for the earth, for the meadow already gone to golden, for the burnt orange reeds of the cattails, for the maple leaves patterned in yellow against a pale blue sky, for the black trunk, for the black branches, for the small black twigs. In the morning, I remember how much I love the colors of the sky before the sun rises, and not any one day the same, but changed by haze in the valley, by ridges of clouds riding high and white. In the evening, I return as the light is caught at the horizon, a glow of opulence through the soldiering corn. Thank you so much.